Hello and welcome to Quiet Harbor, the podcast that invites you to slow down, let go, and drift into peaceful slumber. I'm your host, Noah, and I'm so glad you're here. Each week, we share a bedtime story or quiet journey designed to soften the mind and ease the body into rest. There's nothing you need to figure out tonight, and nothing you need to prepare. All you need to do is settle in, allow yourself to be supported, and let the rhythm of the story carry you. Before we begin, take a moment to notice your breathing. Feel the surface beneath you, steady and reliable. Let your shoulders release just a little. With each slow exhale, allow the day to loosen and drift farther away. There is nowhere else you need to be right now. This time belongs to you. In tonight's episode, we'll step into a warm library that never closes. A quiet sanctuary of lamplight, wooden shelves, and the soft turning of pages. A place where time moves differently, where nothing is urgent, and where you are welcome to simply sit, breathe, and rest among the steady presence of books and gentle light. Let the calm atmosphere of this library settle around you. Let the warmth and stillness ease your thoughts. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a slow, steady breath together and enjoy the story. You push open the door and step inside, and immediately the world changes. The sound of the street falls away, muffled and distant, replaced by a quiet so complete it seems to have weight and presence. The library wraps itself around you like something soft and familiar, welcoming you into its particular peace. The door closes behind you with barely a sound, a whisper of wood against frame, and you stand for a moment in the entrance, letting your eyes adjust to the warm, golden light. Lamps are placed throughout the space, on tables, on the corners of shelves, standing on the floor at the ends of aisles. They have fabric shades in cream and amber tones that diffuse their light, making it soft and gentle, never harsh, never demanding. The light pools and spreads, overlapping in some places, leaving others in comfortable shadow, creating a landscape of illumination that invites exploration. The ceiling is high, higher than you initially realized, disappearing into dimness above. But you sense its height, feel the space it creates, the way it allows the room to breathe. Wooden beams cross overhead, dark with age, structural and beautiful. From these beams hang more lamps, suspended on chains, glowing like small moons in the upper reaches of the room. The floor beneath your feet is also wood, old boards that have been walked on for decades, for generations perhaps. They're worn smooth in places, showing the paths most traveled, and they creak very softly as you begin to walk. A comfortable sound that speaks of age and use and the passage of many feet before yours. The wood has a deep, rich color, polished by time and care, reflecting the lamplight in soft gleams. Shelves stretch away in every direction, floor to ceiling, creating corridors and alcoves, open spaces and intimate corners. The shelves themselves are made of dark wood, substantial and solid, built to last centuries. And on these shelves, books. Thousands of books, tens of thousands perhaps. Their spines create a mosaic of colors and textures, leather bindings in brown and burgundy and forest green, cloth covers in blue and gray, paperbacks with their varied hues, all of them pressed together, shoulder to shoulder, waiting. You don't approach the shelves immediately. Instead, you walk slowly through the main space, simply observing, letting the library reveal itself at its own pace. Near the center of the room, a cluster of reading chairs sits arranged around a low table. The chairs are upholstered in leather, worn soft with use, their arms smooth from the touch of countless hands. Each chair has a small reading lamp beside it, and the table holds a few books, left there by previous readers, resting open or marked with slips of paper, waiting to be returned or continued. You pass a desk, large and solid, its surface covered with the tools of library work, a stamp and ink pad, cards in a wooden box, a stack of books waiting to be processed or shelved. But no one sits at the desk right now. The chair behind it is empty, pushed back slightly as if someone has just stepped away for a moment. The library feels tended, cared for, but not actively supervised. It trusts its visitors, trusts you, to move through it with respect and care. Beyond the desk, a staircase curves upward, its banisters smooth beneath your hand as you climb. The stairs don't creak like the floor does. They're solid and quiet, leading you up to a second level that overlooks the main room below. Up here, more shelves line the walls, and the space opens up into alcoves with windows. The windows are tall and arched, their glass old and slightly wavy, distorting the view of the night outside, but allowing in the suggestion of moonlight or street lamps, adding another layer of gentle illumination to the library's own. In one alcove, you find a window seat, wide and cushioned, with pillows propped against the wall. Books are stacked on the seat and on the small table beside it, as if someone regularly sits here, reading and accumulating volumes, planning to return them eventually, but for now, keeping them close. The seat looks inviting, and you consider stopping here, but something draws you on, deeper into the library's maze of shelves and light. You return to the stairs and descend again, your hand trailing along the banister, your footsteps soft on the worn treads. At the bottom, you choose an aisle at random and walk between the shelves. The books on either side create walls of knowledge, of stories, of other people's thoughts and dreams and observations. You don't read the titles, don't stop to pull any from the shelves. That's not why you're here tonight. Tonight, you're content just to be among them, to feel their presence, to know they're there if you should ever need them. The aisle opens into a larger space, and here you find more seating, a long table with chairs arranged around it, the surface of the table polished and smooth, reflecting the lamplight. A few books rest on the table, open to various pages, and beside them, reading glasses, a pencil, a cup that once held tea or coffee, but is now empty. Someone has been here recently, working or reading, but they've gone now, leaving these small traces of their presence. You sit in one of the chairs, testing it. It's comfortable, the right height, the seat supporting you well. You place your hands flat on the table, feeling the wood's smoothness, its solidity. The table has been here a long time, you think. It has held thousands of books, supported countless hours of reading and writing and thinking. There's There's something humbling about that, about being part of this long continuity of learning and contemplation. From somewhere in the library's depths, you hear a soft sound, the whisper of a page turning. Someone else is here then, another visitor, reading in their own corner, absorbed in their own book. The sound is comforting rather than intrusive, a reminder that the library is shared space, that others seek the same quiet sanctuary you found. You stand and continue your exploration. Another aisle, another turning. The shelves seem endless, their contents inexhaustible. You could spend years here and never read everything, never even see every title. The thought isn't overwhelming, though. It's peaceful. The books aren't demanding to be read. They're simply present, offering themselves without insistence, content to wait. You come to a section where the shelves are lower, creating an open feeling, and here you find a fireplace built into the wall. The fire is lit, burning low but steady, the flames dancing gently, casting moving shadows on the nearby shelves. In front of the fireplace, several chairs are arranged in a semicircle, and in one of them sits a figure, an older person, you think, though you can't see clearly in the flickering light. They don't look up as you approach, absorbed in the book they're reading, and you don't disturb them. You simply note their presence and move on, leaving them to their reading, to their own communion with the library. The warmth from the fireplace follows you for a few steps, then gradually fades as you move deeper into the stacks. The air here is cool but not cold, comfortable, with the particular smell that old books carry. Paper and ink, dust and leather, time itself somehow made tangible and breathable. It's a smell that could never be replicated artificially. It's earned through years, through the slow aging of materials, through the accumulation of handling and reading and simple existence. You find yourself at another window, this one at ground level, looking out onto what appears to be a garden, though it's too dark to see much detail. Shapes of bushes, the outline of a path, the suggestion of a bench. A place for reading outside, perhaps, when the weather is fine. But tonight, the garden sleeps, and the library is the place to be. Near the window, a spiral staircase leads downward. You descend carefully, the stairs narrow and steep, clearly older than the main staircase, perhaps part of the original building. Down and around, until you emerge into a lower level, half underground perhaps, with small windows high on the walls, letting in faint light from outside. This level feels different, more enclosed, more private. The ceiling is lower, the shelves closer together, the light more concentrated around specific reading areas. You find a small room, almost a closet, with a single chair and a lamp, walls entirely lined with books. It's a room for one person, for solitary reading, for complete immersion in a single text or topic. You imagine someone spending an entire afternoon here, lost in research or story, the world above forgotten. Back in the main lower-level space, you discover a large table covered with maps and atlases. The maps are old, showing borders and place names that may no longer exist, depicting a world that has changed since the maps were drawn. But they're beautiful in their detail, their careful rendering of coastlines and mountain ranges, their ornate lettering and decorative cartouches. You trace a coastline with your finger, following it across the page, imagining the mapmaker's hand making these same movements, creating this representation of reality. A clock somewhere above strikes the hour, soft chimes that descend through the building, barely audible but present. You've lost track of time, don't know how long you've been here. It could be minutes or hours. The library exists outside normal time somehow, or perhaps parallel to it. Time passes here but differently, more gently, less urgently. You climb back up the spiral stairs, emerging once again on the main level. You're on the opposite side of the library now from where you entered, and you begin to make your way back, taking a different route, seeing new sections, new alcoves, new arrangements of books and furniture. In one corner you find a music collection, shelves of records and CDs, a listening station with headphones. But the equipment is silent now, waiting for someone to use it, to bring music into the library's quiet. You wonder what it would be like to sit here listening, the music private in the headphones, while the library's silence continues around you. A blending of sound and silence, of public and private space. You pass another person, a young woman sitting cross-legged on the floor in an aisle, books spread around her in a circle. She's writing in a notebook, pausing occasionally to consult one book or another, completely absorbed in her work. She doesn't notice you passing, or if she does, she gives no sign, maintaining her focus. You admire her concentration, her ability to create a private workspace in this public room. The main entrance comes into view again, and you realize you've completed a circuit of sorts, though not a simple one. The library's layout is complex, with its multiple levels and numerous alcoves and reading spaces. You could explore for hours more and still find new corners, new arrangements, new perspectives. But you find yourself drawn to one of the reading chairs near the center of the room, the cluster you noticed when you first entered. You choose a chair that faces away from the entrance, toward the deeper recesses of the library, and you settle into it. The leather is cool at first, then warms to your body. The chair's arms are exactly the right height to rest yours on. The seat's depth is perfect, supporting without constraint. The reading lamp beside you casts a pool of warm light across your lap and onto the small table. On the table lies a book, left by a previous reader. You don't pick it up, don't even look at its title. Its presence is enough, the weight of it, the reality of it, the fact that someone was reading it and left it here, trusting the library, trusting that it would be safe until they returned, or until someone else found it, and perhaps chose to continue reading from where they left off. From this position, you can see multiple aisles of books radiating outward, their spines creating patterns of color and texture, light and shadow playing across their surfaces. You can see the desk with its empty chair, the staircase curving upward, the glow from the fireplace somewhere beyond. You can hear, very faintly, the sound of pages turning, of someone walking slowly on the floor above, of the building itself settling and creaking minutely, as old buildings do. The library continues around you, and above you, and below you, a world of words and thoughts and accumulated knowledge and imagination. It asks nothing from you. It doesn't require that you read or study or learn. It simply offers itself, opening its doors, lighting its lamps, maintaining its quiet, providing this sanctuary for anyone who needs it. And you need it tonight. This peace, this shelter, this gentle illumination in the darkness. You need the smell of old books and the feel of worn leather and the sight of endless shelves. You need to know that this place exists, that it's here, that it will be here tomorrow and next week and next year, patient and unchanging, waiting for whoever seeks it. Your eyes grow heavy. The warmth of the lamp, the comfort of the chair, the profound quiet, all of it combines to create a perfect drowsiness, a readiness for rest. The library seems to notice, seems to soften even further, the light dimming slightly, or perhaps your perception of it changing, becoming dreamier, more diffuse. Other visitors move through the space like shadows, present but unobtrusive, each absorbed in their own needs, their own searches. The library holds all of you easily, without crowding, without conflict. There's space enough for everyone, silence enough to share, light enough to see by while still maintaining a restful dimness. You could stay here, you think. You could spend the night in this chair, sleeping and waking and sleeping again, surrounded by books, held gently by the library's unchanging quiet. And perhaps that's what the library intends, what it offers to those who need it most. Not just books, not just knowledge, but rest, sanctuary, a safe place to simply be. The pages continue turning somewhere. The fire continues burning. The lamps continue glowing. And you continue sitting, breathing slowly, thoughts scattering and reforming and scattering again, like those dust motes that dance in lamplight, visible and then not, present and then gone, while the library remains, solid and warm, keeping its vigil, keeping its promise, holding its quiet space open for anyone who comes seeking shelter from the world outside. Good night.